everyone to the House of Royale, episode 15, baby. Moving on up. Today, I have a beautiful, gorgeous, strong, powerful woman who is a pioneer in the music industry. Some of the songs you've heard on the radio, this girl has written. She's a singer-songwriter, artist, full catalog of music videos, brand new single coming out. I have goosebumps. It's so good. She's so good. I can't wait to introduce you guys to Miss Courtney Paige Nelson.
Cannons go off. Pigeons release. Wait, no, it's white doves, right? Pigeons, it's the white doves that they release, or is it pigeons?
Depending on what event it is.
Honestly, my wedding, it'll be pigeons.
Oh, you're going to get married.
Oh, no, I'm not.
That's a hot take.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what I want. The older I get, I'm like so much more confused.
Yeah, I think for now, women should just be millionaires and like hire 25-year-olds to come and them.
Clean the pool.
Yeah. I don't know. But Clara, the supreme, the highest of high, most creative, technical technician of nails. Okay, hello. She's in a stable relationship, so there is hope. Okay, there is hope. Okay, so Courtney, let's start from the beginning. You have lived a wild journey so far. Not to mention, if you guys recognize her already, you may have seen her on America's Next Top Model. But that does not define you.
Yes.
Okay. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start at the beginning of music?
Oh, no, we could start there. Let's start there.
Okay, let's start there.
Well, music happened after America's Next Top Model. I was already modeling for years. And I was ready to give up, and I was like, I'm gonna go to college and like be a zookeeper or something. I don't know. I loved animals. Love me a good rhino. So I was like, you know what? Like maybe I'll be a zookeeper. And then I got a DM from, I think I had just been dropped from my agency in LA. I got a DM from somebody. I thought it was a joke, so I didn't respond.
It wasn't Diplo, don't worry.
It wasn't. And then I like responded and I realized that's not a joke. Like this is real. And I ended up kind of beelining it. That was my point of contact for ANTM. And they found me on Instagram and they kind of beelined me through the audition process, the system. And I got on the show and it was 2 months of absolute hell.
Okay, yeah. Well, we've heard from all the models that it was a nightmare.
Yeah, well, I feel like the nightmare for me, in the nicest way possible, I felt bullied on the show.
Wow.
For being myself, for wearing unicorn onesies and just being weird. And I mean, I'm a weirdo. Like they put all these beautiful women in a house and then they put me, the girl who brought a unicorn onesie and like will quote SpongeBob, like. So I feel like I was the oddball out a lot of the time.
Because you're an artist.
Yeah, no, I was not meant to be a model. That only clicked later.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, shout out to all the models who are weird out there that love to wear rainbows and like.
Well, it's accepted now.
Yeah,
like,
now.
Even back then, it was like when I was signed. It was you have to straighten your hair for your auditions, or your eyebrows are too bushy. Like this was before it started becoming a fad of like accept your your differences. Oh, you have tattoos? We're gonna book you. Oh, you have piercings? That's sick. I couldn't do any of that. I couldn't paint my nails, dye my hair, but they did tell me to wax my eyebrows, so I never did though.
Good for you.
Although I did recently for the first time in God knows how long. and I love it.
So on set, did you feel more of that coming from the men or the women, or was it just everyone as a whole?
I don't know if it was gender specific like that. I think as a whole, it was the people in the house. Mm-hmm. Not everybody was like that. It was the girls on the show that made me feel like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because it's such a competitive, stressful environment, and everyone's probably so like.
Oh, for sure, high stress, and also you take people from different places that they live, different backgrounds, different financial situations, and it kind of like you throw them into a house with no contact from the outside world, you're bound to have some craziness.
Episode 1, I asked Scarlett, she's a singer too.
Yeah.
And a producer and all that shit. And I was like, why do you think it's so difficult for women to get along? And she was saying that she had such a broken relationship with women for so long. But for me, like, my dream is to have an all-female production team. And it really is hard to get women to work together in peace without, like, I feel like the second like a hot fuckboy enters the room, like all the camaraderie goes out the window, or like, I don't know, like I need the answer, like why is it so hard for women to get along?
I think it's because it's not ingrained in us when we're little to stick together as women.
Yeah.
It's not we're not told to unite together because it's a lot harder for us than it is a man.
Yeah.
And by the time we learn that, we're already in middle school, high school. I got bullied in middle school, high school. I had to transfer because of bullying.
From girls?
From girls, but also guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a mixture of that and also just the essence of competition in people is very strong.
Yeah.
Competitiveness. But I think it's really, really important to be self-aware of when to turn that competitive nature on and when to turn it off. Like, you don't need to walk through life being competitive. Yeah. Truly, the only person you should be competing with is yourself. Because, I mean, if you line 10 musicians up in the room, everybody looks different. Everybody has a different tone to their voice, but they all do the same genre, right? There's nothing, you're not competing.
But that also was a problem for me when I first moved to LA. There was 100 girls that looked like me that we all had similar vocal ability.
Oh, okay.
We all danced. And, and we're looking at Brittany and Christina going, it's already been done.
Yeah.
So that was really shitty for me as a singer and a recording artist because it's like, well, what makes you different? It's like the only thing that really like helps would be like a scandal or a really great publicist.
Yeah.
And now it's like going viral on TikTok. But anyway, so that causes a lot of like internal misogyny too, because you're being pitted against each other.
For sure.
Yeah.
I also I don't know, like, I kind of like zoom through life just being myself. Like, I am, like, I enter the room like, this is what you get. I am who I am. I'm goofy. Like, that's just it. Mm-hmm. I feel like if everybody just accepted who they were and just put it out there, it would just create a lot less stress. You know what I mean? Like, if you're weird, be fucking weird.
Well, for me, I'm like, I want to just be me, and I feel like since during lockdown, the podcast thing blew up, and I started seeing girls that I could identify with that were talking about the same insecurities and problems that I had faced, which is why I finally was able to start this show, and I feel such a huge sense of relief now that we have so many more women like. Just saying it out loud is, I think, helping so much. So how did music come into the picture? Did you want to be a singer?
I had no idea. Like, this doesn't... The reason why I think this... No, it's not I think. Like, I know deep down in the pit of my stomach, there's not a lot of things that we know in life, but I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know when I'm gonna die. I don't know if my arm is gonna fall off tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna find another cat on the freeway. That's another story for another time. But I know that I'm supposed to be doing this, you know? This man is wiggling back and forth. Is he good? Okay. I was...
This episode's going on to OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, different ones, ceiling fan, handheld fan. No, I'm just kidding.
Just like the new sex toy, like the podcast. I love that. Like it's that's so powerful because sometimes these things do choose us and it's written in the stars and you're like,
for sure.
I'm just doing this and where did it come from? Like I don't know, but
well, the way that it happened, it's the only so I had never sang in front of anybody. I had never, picked up an instrument. There's not a single person in my family that's musical. Like, nobody in my family's a musician. That's not a thing. At the time, I think it was a couple years ago, like 2018, I met this guy. He was on tour with his band. He was Australian, yada, yada, yada. We ended up falling in love.
Australian. No, I know.
Yep.
Aussies are the worst.
They're the worst, bro. Their standards of dating is not the same. They're like, dating? You mean like the 5 chicks that I have that I'm dating?
Oh, God.
But he was here for a month, and he was a musician, and it was my first experience, like, being immersed with somebody who was deeply involved in music. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. He had to go back home. Didn't see him for 2 months. We made it official. I flew to Australia. I was there for 6 months. And one night, got a little drunk, drunky poo. Ended up going to karaoke. Sang karaoke. Not something that I've ever done. I don't stand up and sing. I actually get panic attacks when I sing in front of people. And it was the next day, everybody being like, what are you doing? Well, you should try music. I'm like, first of all, no. I'm a model. Like, that's what I do. I'm a model. Second of all, that's not my thing. That's not going to say his name. That's his thing. He's the one who signed. He's the one who's trying to move to LA. He's the one who has been touring, and he's like, I don't want to take that from my partner.
Right.
He ended up setting me up with 3 lessons with his vocal coach that he'd been working with since he was a kid. First 2 lessons, panic attacks. Couldn't even do like a vocal warm-up in front of her.
Oof, yeah.
3rd lesson, finally was able to get some form of something out of me. And she was like, I want you to promise me that when you go back to LA, you're just going to try it. Just fucking try it. She's the reason I am where I am. And I don't even know she knows that. But I made a promise. I don't break promises. She ended up giving me a list of vocal coaches in LA. Called every single one of them. Nobody responded. Granted, it was kind of like, just a random person who's never sang before. One person responded. I ended up working with him. Okay, and then while I was working with my vocal coach, my now ex, I flew him out to LA. He was here for 3 months. He had sessions, meetings, shows, yada, yada, yada. A week before he's supposed to leave, he ends up dumping me the night of one of his shows and packing up all of his stuff and leaving my apartment. And it completely ruined me. I drank, fuck it, I'll just be honest. I drank an entire, bottle and a half of wine and, blacked out. And I had a mental health scare, and I woke up the next day, and apparently I tried to kill myself.
Wow.
I did not remember trying to do that. I know that I had trauma and mental health stuff that I had not worked through, but apparently all that came out in one go. And I remember the next day I was like, all right, I gotta do something. So I spent the next couple of days grieving my relationship, having a nervous breakdown, but researching places to go. And I found this one place, ended up sending myself to residential treatment, and I was there for a month and a half, and no cell phones, no nothing. Ended up just making a list of promises to myself when I got out of there of what I was gonna do. and one of them was try to actually pursue music. So I ended up, leaving the treatment center, and whole new me hit the ground running, and that's when things just started doing this. Like,
so if you want to be one of the top songwriters, you gotta go through that heartbreak, baby.
No, for sure. No, for sure. Like, I hit beyond rock bottom, and then just got a DM from a booker at Hotel Cafe. Hey, do you want to play a show? Yeah, I've never played a show. Okay, cool. Here's a 45-minute slot. Played all covers.
Jesus.
My first show, I made $300 because I packed it out. Then ended up continuing to play shows. Got a manager, not with them anymore, but like got into sessions, started writing for Sync. And then, now I'm here and I look back and I'm like, everything that happened led me to where I am.
Yeah.
I'm a songwriter. I've always been a songwriter, but I didn't know. Yeah. All the poetry that I wrote as a kid, that was songs. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
And it took some dick-headed Australian man to push me to my limits, and now here I am in the music industry, and he isn't even a musician anymore.
Wow. So it's inspiring to hear people like you who are so like, I don't give a fuck, like zero fucks given. I'm going to do me. I'm going to do my own thing.
I just like can't care anymore. Like I literally, like I've been on my own since I was 17. I didn't graduate high school. Not a lot of people know that. I have no proper education. Everything that I learned was from, I've always been a nerd. Love reading, love watching documentaries, but I don't have a proper education. I've tried to kill myself more than once. There's just, it is what it is. Like, I don't have an option. I can't not just be full force. I don't have, you get one life.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, I mean, like, I'm such a huge fan of comedy, and this sounds like every famous comedian out there.
Oh my God.
They're all like suicidal.
Oh my God, yes!
I mean, I lost my own mom to suicide, and I bring it up almost every episode because I want people to know, like, that she was just so powerful and, like, had it all, and you just never know.
Bright probably was always checking in on people, huh?
Oh, well, she had 3 dance studios. She had 2,000 students that were like her children. So it's like so important to hear you speak about your experience on that because, being a survivor of actually losing somebody, and it's like...
For sure. That's heavy.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met anybody who has lost somebody from that.
Yeah.
I've only ever met people who are like, oh yeah, I also tried to do that. So that's a different perspective for me too.
Yeah. And I would just like to say that, like, for the kids that are thinking about it all the time, it's like you guys have to think about what it does to your loved ones. Like,
for sure.
And I have 2 brothers and we can't even speak because the pain, and my dad is just gone. So I lost my whole family because of that. And I don't know. And it's happening all the time.
It is. It really is. And it sucks because I feel like people, when I tell people, oh, I've been to treatment, like I take medicine now because it saved my life. It really did. Music, medication, and my dumbass checking myself into residential treatment saved my life.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I don't have hiccups. 2020, I almost ended up where I was in 2018. Yeah. A couple months ago, I was struggling again. Like, it's reoccurring. Mm-hmm. But I want, people who see this podcast to understand that, like, just because I am here and this is my outlook, that does not mean that 2 weeks ago it didn't pass my brain,
Yeah.
It's just a matter of you got to keep going. You got to reach out and you got to get the help.
Yeah.
Because it is what it is.
On that note, I do want to talk about age because that is definitely one of my hang-ups. And I thought that we were, like, ageism was kind of over, but I do want to, at this age for me, I am trying to not quit because I'm so over it because of everything that I know.
You shouldn't quit, because here two things that have been said to me that I think about every day. One, closed mouths don't get fed. Send the DMs, send the email, talk to that person. If you see somebody that you want to connect with, beeline it and do it.
Well, I mean, I just need to find the passion again. And this year, I'm going to cry. We're having a Come to Jesus episode today. This is really about me. I promised myself that I wasn't going to work with male producers this year.
Really?
So I stopped. And that's why I'm on pause with music, because finding female producers is what I want to do.
I know a couple.
Yeah, well, everyone says
connect.
that.
Yeah.
But it's like, and I am, the next couple of months I am planning on, but it's almost like emotionally I had to give my heart a break.
Yeah.
Because it is like, I just want to cry. Like, when you say that music is the thing that makes you happy and saves you, music is like the thing that makes me cry. Like, it makes me so heartbroken and sad.
I think, one, there's nothing wrong with taking a break ever. I think mentally it's important to take a break. Like,
yeah.
You can't be the person that you want to be as an artist or a songwriter or a producer if you don't step away to live life without the music aspect.
Yeah.
But also, like, you just have to find the joy in it again.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's why bringing you guys on to the show is a part of this healing journey.
For sure.
For me. And also, it's so important because, like, people that aren't in showbiz, they always are like, why aren't you famous yet? Or why aren't you a star? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yep.
And it's like,
or like, when are you going to quit and get like a normal job? I'm like, sorry, Betty, I don't want to be a lawyer. Sorry.
yeah. And it's like, yeah, here is proof. When you guys come on and tell these stories, it gives people insight because they single us out like it's just us out here. And there's so many artists that look at the strike. I mean, there's so many artists that are struggling to make it happen. So it does inspire me. I love being on this side of it and having you guys speak. It's such a relief because I'm like, you know, for my family and friends, it's like, do you guys get it now? Like, it's not just me.
I love it. Oh, wait, I don't want to show my nails. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, let's talk about Insomniac.
Here's another little fun fact. She didn't graduate from high school. She modeled, but she also worked for Insomniac as one of the dancers at like EDC and stuff.
Oh,
I see. Yes.
Okay.
I was one of the toxic bunnies, the girls on stage with the gas mask.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was that a part of you becoming a singer?
No, I did nothing in music back then, but I worked on some of, they hired me as like a actress for some of their trailers, like,
oh yes, because I saw your IMDb and I was like, go off with the acting credits.
And then yeah, I was a dancer for them.
So what's the tea on that? Was it a good experience?
It was a good experience. Okay. I miss it a lot. I hate saying the word go-go dancer because people think this like
Austin Powers fembot.
Yeah, for sure. But no, they were like, if you've ever seen,
I've seen it.
Yeah, the costumes are super crazy and intricate, and I worked with them for I think 3 years. Yeah, getting hired for different events. I did Beyond Wonderland, EDC, Escape from Wonderland, and then another one that I can't remember the name of.
I feel like it does coincide with your artistry, and here's why. Is because when you are in those environments at those shows, and even just being a dancer, you're still seeing other artists performing on stage, and it's like it's your vision board. It's like, this is going to be my play someday. And that was probably a part of the manifestation of you becoming this artist, because you will be on those stages. So that, and I mean, being a dancer myself, like our company, my mom's competitive company, performed everywhere, New York, Vegas. And that definitely was like created a vision for me as an artist, you know? So do you still dance?
Girl, I'm like a stick bug wearing heels. No. No. I don't know why for a period of time I could kind of move, but now it's like, no.
Okay,
I
well,
want
I'm
to
taking
take
your ass to
dancing.
dance class.
I would love to go to dance class.
We're going.
Please, can we go to dance class?
Hell yeah.
I need to warm these joints back up.
Yeah, also, I'll have you come over to my place with Chloe because I've been giving her pole lessons.
So I can't do pole?
You can, I promise.
No, girl, I have a spinal fusion.
Oh,
I literally
shit.
can't.
How?
I feel like internally I could, but externally we can't. We're like a Twizzler. No.
Okay. So how did that happen?
Yeah, no, see, I have a crazy ass life. When I was 15, I had really bad scoliosis, and it was pressing on my lung and my heart, and I had to get surgery at Shriners Hospital. Shout out Shriners. They paid for everything because we were poor. We were eating food from Salvation Army.
Which is also why you're such a fierce artist. I'm sorry, but all
thank
of this
you.
is making sense. It checks
Metal
the fuck out.
spine. No. But
No, being poor is definitely
for
like,
sure.
You're gonna be a star.
You're a star. You ate rice.
Yeah.
That soup. But
We're not high, I swear to God.
this coffee is delicious, though. We'll say.
Okay. Starbucks?
Pumpkin spice. Let's go. It's the time.
It is. I have a pumpkin spice candle.
Do you?
I think the bees smelled it because bees like flew into my bedroom.
Fuck no, I'm allergic. I could never. What do
Yeah.
you mean?
And they were like hugging and doing a dance
Oh,
with
they
the
were-
stars.
Girl, they were having sex.
Were they? Is that what it looks like? I was freaking the fuck out.
They're like, pumpkin spice.
I thought I was gonna die. I was like, are these one of the yellow jackets that were gonna kill us during COVID?
Oh,
I'm
hell no.
worried about it.
Spinal fusion. Have it. Got 2 metal rods, 22 screws, half of a hip.
Oh
and the
my
whole
God.
middle portion is just one solid bone.
And how tall are you?
5'5.5".
5'5"? I
Just
thought
have
you
a
were
little
5'8".
lift. These are dirty on the bottom. Don't look.
You seem so tall, like your personality.
So no, the spinal fusion like stunted my growth in my torso. So we got these long ass arms,
Oh
and we
my
got these long ass
God.
legs. But then
Yes.
we have this like normal sized. I look like a spider.
Wild. You remind me, do you even know who Winona Ryder is?
Absolutely.
The way you talk reminds me.
Really?
Of her. Yes.
No, you don't understand. Edward Scissorhands?
Yes.
Are you kidding me right now?
Yes.
I-
No one's ever told you that?
I've heard it before, but not in terms of the way that I talk.
Oh, yeah. The intonation.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, like you could do a Winona voiceover for sure.
I'll take it.
A Winona TikTok.
Winona.
Yes. Winona, come on to the show. Okay, let's talk about LAMP because
Lampe.
even though there was no high school diploma, we did graduate.
Oh yeah, it makes me a little emotional because it was my first time ever like getting a diploma, and it was like
That's a big
it was
deal.
a big deal for me. Yeah.
And when you were in school taking classes, was it mostly men, boys?
So here's the thing, it's not classes.
Okay.
It's like they call it a school. To me, it's like a writing camp for 9.5 months because it's just like 12 to 14 hours a day, 5 days a week with the same people. And all it is mentor talks, and then you make music. There's like 13 pods set up, which they call them pods, but they're like mini studios, and then groups of 3 to 4. And that's your group for the week. And you make a song a week, top to bottom, written, recorded, mastered, mixed, etc. And in between that, we have like mentors that come in and talk for a very long time.
Yeah.
But it was
So in
yeah.
the pods, was it? I just want to know the ratio with girls and boys because
It was
usually
pretty even.
that's really
It was pretty even, to be honest. In fact, the staff, Sarah and Nicole, that were there, and then Danny. Danny's the guy, Sarah and Nicole are the females. So it was very empowering. There was 2 female producers. So there was more men producers, but with the low percentage of how many female producers we have. Wait, no, we had 3 female producers.
Okay.
So yeah, it was cool.
Why do you think we're still at 2% with the female producers? Like, why do women not want to get on the computer and learn how to produce? What is it?
I think, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, it's intimidating. I'm like, this looks like a robot. Like, the beep boops and the I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what?
Yeah, but we can do it. I mean, I had to learn DaVinci Resolve 18 to edit these episodes, and that was so easy for me. So I'm like, how come I can do that, but I can't do Pro Tools? Like, I can do Pro Tools, but I hate it. And the reason why I hate it is because I don't want to track my own vocals. I don't want to do that. It's so boring.
I almost missed the straw.
I want to be the artist that's like moving around in the booth, like getting the best vocal.
Yeah.
Like I can't, if I'm tracking a vocal and then going back to the computer, it kills my energy. You know? So I don't know. For me as a woman, I'm just like, is it because we, it's scary defining why. Because I just think it's the same thing as why do women don't get along, because it's been so many years of just no female producers, and now it's so brand new that we have to get girls to like find the appeal for it.
Yeah. The thing about LAMP, and I'm a very honest person, the program, absolutely amazing. The staff, absolutely amazing. The mentors, absolutely amazing. The social aspect for me, nope.
I can relate to that because I don't like writing camps.
I love writing camps.
You do?
I just went to Nashville. Mm-hmm. Like I literally landed yesterday. And what I can say from being there for 11 days in comparison to LA is over there, the key word is collaboration. Everybody is just warm and open and, oh yeah, I know this person, let me connect you, da-da-da-da-da. No hesitation, zero. I feel like there's an energy to LA, which is okay, but everybody views each other as competition and not collaboration, and I feel like the only way to make it is to collaborate.
Yeah.
You gotta collaborate. You gotta be wanting to, like...
Yeah, we always talk about gatekeeping every episode. Because it's rampant in LA for sure.
For sure.
And if someone comes to me and they're like, I've had a lot of people come to me and ask, how are you doing your podcast? Because it's hard you can't put this shit together by yourself. Like, I was so blessed to find WTF, you know? And I tell people, I'm like, it's tagged, y'all. Like, I'm not trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
And so many people, I mean, the designers I just had on, they were like, stylists are charging for tags.
For what?
They won't tag the designer unless they get paid for the tag. And I'm like, I'm dead.
I literally tag everybody, even in, and you know, it's funny, actually today, I opened a message thread with someone that I had been tagging for the song that I have coming out. And the thought crossed my mind, I'm like, are they getting annoyed because they keep getting these tags? But then I was like, I don't give a fuck because you helped create this. You deserve the credit.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yes. That's a whole nother thing.
Paying for tags?
Yeah.
That's like farting in a jar and selling it.
I said it's like selling feet pics. I literally said that. It's so crazy. So yeah, no gatekeeping. So you were saying like in the program you felt like people were still kind of closed off to collaborating.
What I think is yes.
Yeah.
I think people were closed off to collaborating because it felt more of like a competition.
But
at
also,
certain times.
Also, let me say this, because brand is very finicky and people don't want their name on something if it doesn't make sense for them, you know?
For sure.
And so...
But I think it was competition between each other because at the end of the week, Stargate will like give us feedback, and I feel like everybody was always competing for it to be the best song when really we all should have just been making great music.
So how did you guys decide who was gonna sing?
So the cool thing about the program is they have it set up to, you already are labeled as an artist, songwriter, or a producer. And then if you're in the room and you're like, hey guys, I'm not really feeling it, like, can somebody else take over? Like, somebody else can be the artist. And that happened.
From the beginning of the session, they're saying you're going to cut the vocal.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
You got into the program as an artist.
Okay, got it.
What's really cool about it is that it's like a program to grow as everything. Songwriter, artist, producer. It's not just like, oh, we are an artist, intensive, or like a producer intensive. They're there to help you grow in all the categories.
We only have 10 minutes left, but so in the music industry, I just would tell women to not date producers or DJs or anything like that. What is dating life for you? I feel like it's very difficult to date. Not only as an artist, but as an independent woman. I feel like men love like the powerful baddie for like 3 months and then they get upset about it.
I feel like dating wise, I just don't fit in. To be honest, I'm just like, maybe I belong on Mars, because I don't feel like I fit in LA, San Francisco, like where I'm from. I'm not just throwing a random city out, I promise. Maybe because I'm weird, maybe because I wear baggy clothes, or I'm hyper, I don't know. I've never been the chick to get hit on. I've been asked out on like a date where somebody actually uses their words maybe like 3 times.
Oh my God.
So I don't get it.
It's not you.
I feel like it might be me. The Borat accent actually.
No, I have to tell you right now, I know a lot of hot women out here, and a lot of us are not getting DMs, especially not from like a stand-up guy that would be a great person to date. So I think it's just the time that we're in.
Yeah.
And I think
the accessibility, I guess.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the guys out here are experimenting with dick. Like, I think they want to try to be gay for a little bit right now. I've dated a lot of guys that are like, I think you probably definitely sucked a dick. They're very bi out here.
Well, sexuality's fluid for sure.
Yeah, Raya is a joke. Like, I'm on Raya, and I'm like, I know half of you, and like, you should all just be in jail. So I don't think it's you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird girls that have colorful hair and are like, look at comedians. Like, female comedians have it really hard because they're funny, and men have such a hard time with that because they don't want the girl to be the funniest person in the room.
I never thought of that, actually.
Yeah, like, I truly feel like it's a power dynamic thing where it's like both of us are alpha and we're both stealing the fucking show. But like, the guy has to be okay with that. And I don't think they like you.
Yeah. But even when I was quiet, they didn't like you. So I don't know. I think maybe I'm just, I already have 3 cats. What's like 10 more?
Well, it says exes on here. So are we going to get into that?
Oh, sure.
Okay. What are some stories that the women can walk away today with some inspiration?
So I'm an artist, and I put everything out.
In your lyrics?
Yeah, no.
You're Taylor Swifting them?
Oh, well, I mean, I feel like that's another thing with artists is that people are too scared to be honest. Like, if you're too scared to be honest, you should not be an artist, because you're supposed to, your whole thing is cracking open your chest and being like, hey, this is what I suffer with. This is what I've been through. This is how I want to relate to you. If you can't do that, then you got to go to bed or something, take a nap. I don't know.
Yeah.
But my last song that I released was called 1-800 Broke My Heart. And I wrote it about my ex that cheated on me with his coworker that I met. And then I found out that I was pregnant and had to have an abortion. Well, didn't have to. I wanted an abortion. But yeah, he was not there for me for any of that. It was the little at-home pill thing, just the
Same.
like
No,
breath mint.
Dude, I did it last year. The guy I dated told me he was sober and lied, and he got me pregnant. And it was like I almost had to get a restraining order because he was the opposite. He was like, "Please have my baby."
What the? Oh, he had what's that kink called? The breeding kink.
Right, the Nick Cannon kink.
Something.
Yeah, he had the Nick Cannon vibe. No, but I couldn't get rid of him. Like we had an adult conversation about how like you might murder me because you're a violent drunk. So can you please leave? But I took the pill too. It was devastating.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like,
and it makes your hormones go sky high, and you're just, I mean, at least for me, like I was crying, like, what did I do? And I'm like, bro, I did exactly what I needed to do. Like, but yeah. And then they started dating, and then I think they dated for like 9 months or something, and that was cool.
So when women say we should blame the guy, it's not the girl's fault, how do you feel about that? Because I feel
100% it was her fault. They worked together, and she came on to him 100%. I'm sorry. I know
thank you for saying that.
No, he had something to do with it, but
she knew
to know who I am, to meet me, to give me a hug, to invite me out with them, and then to do that, like,
man,
yeah.
Scandival. Have you heard about Scandival?
No.
Oh, there's a show called Vanderpump Rules.
Oh God, I haven't seen that in so long.
Okay, but there's a young girl on there, Raquel, and she was besties with Ariana, and like I just know this because of YouTube. And they were best friends, and she had been hooking up with Tom like the whole year. And then Ariana like found out because
how do you do that to someone?
And she found out from Tom's phone, and I'm just like,
bro,
damn.
I can't even step on a snail without crying.
So that's why I'm just like, is it like, yeah, guys are trash, and like I mean, not all guys. We love the gentlemen that lift us up and don't lie.
I think it's just people in general can be trash.
Right. Also, there are terms for these diseases. Like people get a high off of doing things that they're not supposed to do. And it, like Whitney Cummings talks about it in her last episode, like just addicted to the adrenaline rush of like doing terrible things or like just the adrenaline rush of like these women out here dating guys that, with women. It's an addiction, I think, for people, and that sucks.
And this is why we are single with 3 cats, because it's no drama.
Yeah.
But
we're bringing up the exes because this is also a part of who you are as an artist.
Oh,
right?
for sure. Yeah, dating poopy people.
Yeah.
The poopy people,
Do you think it's fucked up that well, I mean, they are poopy. Most guys probably have poop marks on their underwear. Is it fucked up that I want, like, my dream husband would be like just an artsy producer that like fucks me and then produces hit records for me?
No, because there's a
like Queen Herbie's situation. That's what I want.
There's, I think there's a beauty in that. Really.
If it lasts, if it's healthy. Yeah.
I can't even think about what my dream relationship would be because I think I'm a cat lady at this point.
I am here for women just being successful in building the foundation of their empire. And then whoever wants to hop on the ride can.
Exactly. I'm a workaholic. Like, I eat, sleep, breathe, work. Like, I am emailing, DMing, making calls. Like, they have to fit into that because I don't have time to nurse you.
Yes. And also, gentlemen, let me literally give you the most important piece of advice with artists. A man needs to say, hey, babe, can I hear your new song? Can you play it for me in the car so that we can hear how it's really supposed to sound? I want to give you my feedback. I care about what you're doing. Like, men, you need to tell the artist how great they are and how much you love their music, okay? It matters, gentlemen. It matters. It's not just about, like, buying us a bag or, like, taking us to, like, Paris. It's like, you need to care about the music. I think men need to really learn that lesson because they're so about themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and even if they say we're dope, they don't understand what we go through on a daily basis as an artist.
No, for sure not.
Yeah.
For sure not. Being an artist is difficult enough. Being a female artist is like a whole nother venture.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, if you're dating a female singer, be careful with the critiques. I don't like that shit. I used to date a street style kid from Melrose, and he used to tell me how uncool I was. And, you know, my clothing was dumb, and it really destroyed my confidence.
Yeah, again, this is why I'm a cat lady, because I can't handle, like, mean people anymore either. I try to be as nice as I can to everybody. I try to make everybody feel warm when I first meet them. And if I notice that somebody's not doing that, not just to me, but other people, like, I just can't. I'm like, goodbye, you know?
Yeah. Message of the day, you guys. It's all about love and lifting others up. And yeah, we want to gather more women into this circle of love. More female producers and cats. Okay, so we're going to do the Cardsy B tarot deck really quick, and we're going to find out which celebrity you're going to do a song with next.
Watch it be somebody dead. Hey, can we dig them up just for this one record? We could bury him back up.
Okay, here we go, guys.
I just throw them in the air. 52 card pickup.
I mean, you could.
No, because I don't want to pick them up. Okay, or
no one's ever thrown the deck before, so.
Do not tempt me. Okay, here we go.
Who is it?
Miley Cyrus.
Oh my God! Oh
Miley
my
Cyrus.
God.
That's kind of fire.
That is the best card to pull.
Fun fact, her mom actually, that breakup that I told you about,
Yeah.
the 1-800 guy, I was...
The 1-800 guy.
No, listen, I was having a breakdown at the nail salon while getting my nails done, and she was in there getting her nails done, and I was crying. And her mom actually came over to me and said, hey, I don't know what you're going through, but I just want you to know that, like, you're not alone and we're all going through stuff. True story. Her mom comforted me when I was crying at the nail salon.
It's in the vortex, and her card is the Chariot, which means you're going to jump in that chariot and ride all the way to victory. Number 1 on the charts, Grammys, all of it.
That's my favorite story. I'm like, how badass does your mom have to be to comfort a crying chick?
That is so sweet.
I was so embarrassed. I was in the chair, like, just crying, getting my nails done, like, and she just straight up comforted me.
Oh,
right?
Shout out to Miley's mom.
Shout out.
That's so cool. Okay, you guys, I want you to get on the interwebs, and I want you to go follow Courtney and listen to all of her music. Subscribe to her on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, TikTok, especially.
The Tiki-Talkies. If you want to see dancing hot dog, you go to Tiki-Talkie, you know?
Oh, yeah, you are a dancing hot dog.
I am a hot
there.
dog on TikTok, yep.
Yes, and the new song,
Cold Like Gemini, comes out September 8th. I won't be wearing a hot dog costume, unfortunately, but it is new music.
September 8th, baby.
Yep.
Ooh, we're all going to be dancing to that on repeat. Thank you so much for joining us at WTF Media Studios. This was episode 15 of House of Royale. Mwah.